My name is Antoy Visevic, and today I will be presenting my Screen Life Balance midterm project with you all. So, before starting this project, my screen time overall was very bad and concerning to me as well. As you can see, I spent a total of 55 hours and 12 minutes on my phone the week before starting this project. That comes to be about 8 hours a day that week. It says my most used apps are messaging and Safari, but that is not correct because I deleted some apps for this project to improve my screen time, so they are not listed on here. It definitely would have been YouTube and Instagram by far. Nonetheless, you can see how bad my screen time was before starting this project. So for this project, I've decided to do 3 key tips and tricks in order to adjust my screen time overall. I first avoided using my phone when I first woke up because I ended up laying in bed for hours watching YouTube or on Instagram. I even avoided using my phone around people because at times I would check my phone mindlessly and it came across rude in my opinion. I also avoided using my phone in the car because that is super dangerous and could cause an accident. I made a big emphasis on this part because of how dangerous it was. The second thing I did to adjust my screen time was I ended up deleting my 2 most used apps, which were YouTube and Instagram, because I would literally spend hours on these apps and waste so much time when I could be doing something productive like schoolwork, working out, or being with people. The final thing I did was turn the sound on my phone because I always kept it silent, and that made me mindlessly check my phone nonstop a day, even when I did not have a notification. This was a very unhealthy habit I developed. As I was implementing these tips and tricks, I experienced some positive and some negative effects from it. The positive experiences included checking my phone less because of the sound being on, having more time throughout the day to do real life things because I deleted my 2 most used apps and not using my phone when I first wake up, being more engaged with others because I avoided using my phone around other people, and even thinking more clearly because I avoided using my phone in serious situations like driving. However, I did have some negative experiences as well. For example, I felt anxious because I felt like I was missing something at all times. This is when I knew how addicted I was to my phone and how much I actually used it on a daily basis. True that these were negative experiences, but I think they are necessary to get over my phone addiction. So, after a week of doing tips and tricks, I would say it worked really well. As you can see, I reduced my screen time daily average by about 2 hours and had a 22% decrease on my phone screen time overall from last week. The most used apps now are Safari and Messages. There shows YouTube this time, but only because I use it on Safari and not the app. And when I used YouTube, it was only during lunchtime when I was eating lunch by myself. Overall, I'm definitely happy with these results. It's definitely a trend in the right direction, but there's still a lot more work to be done to be where I want to be. So the reason for these results are a testament to my tips and tricks I followed. Deleting my top 2 apps made it so I was less tempted to reach for my phone. Avoiding to use my phone when I first wake up around people and driving made it so I pay attention to things that matter most to me, like my own self-being, friends, and even driving, but especially driving because of how dangerous it is. And turning the sound on my phone made it so I can create speed bumps to avoid mindlessly checking my phone for no reason. All these ideas are a testament to the source I cited in the slide titled. In this slide titled How to Break Up with Your Phone, the 30-Day Plan to Take Back Your Life. It gives a lot of great tips and tricks on how to reduce your screen time overall. I personally think it's a great read for anyone trying to reduce their screen time. Since this project has worked for me, I hope other people can try it as well. I would first recommend them to become self-aware of their phone addiction. Then then take the necessary steps to improve their addiction with research. I believe that everyone is different, and so are our addictions. So I would recommend them to create their own path when improving their phone addiction. And lastly, to just go out and enjoy the real world to the fullest because we only have one. As for me, I plan to keep improving my phone addiction by incorporating more tips and tricks to my daily life, like the ones listed in the reading I mentioned earlier, spending more time in the great outdoors, avoid using my phone as much as possible, spending more time with others, and enjoying the real world more and more. But yeah, that is all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this presentation and could take away at least one thing from it. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you all have a great day. Thank you so much.